Hi guys, it's Chen Chen. Today I'm going to give you a tutorial of how to knit this perfect little mini skirt. I saw this skirt on Revolve, I guess, and I am obsessed with it. I just wanted to make one for myself so badly, but I am completely new to knitting. So I watched a lot of tutorials, but I didn't find one tutorial that's exactly for this skirt. So I think why not post one by myself as my first and my second work. I know these are not 100% perfect, but I believe it will be perfect with more practice. So let's get started. We will start from the bottom rib, then move on to the skirt body, and the waistband will be the last part. For this gray skirt, I'm using the super chunky needle. This one is a size 10. I'm putting it next to the chunky needle so you can see the difference. The smaller one is what I use for the waistband rib. These are the yarns I prepared. Now that I've actually finished knitting this skirt, I wouldn't really recommend using yarn that's this thin. If I were to do it again, I definitely choose a thicker yarn. As for the needles, I bought a lot of different sizes. You can see that even if the size number is the same, the length can still be different. Since I am a beginner, I just prepared a lot of them. Better safe than sorry. These are stitch markers. I use them to mark the beginning and the end of each round. Now we're going to cast on. First, pull out a length of yarn, don't leave it too short. Make a slip knot like this and put it on the needle. That is our first stitch. Next, hold the two strands in your palm like this. The yarn tail is on the left and the working yarn is on the right. Wrap the yarn around your thumb and index finger. Insert the needle from the left, go under the first strand over the second, then come down on the right side of the third strand and pull it out. That's the second stitch. Okay, let's repeat it again. Go under the first strand, over the second, then come down on the right side of the third strand and pull it out. After that, just keep repeating the same steps. Because this white yarn is pretty thin, I cast on 120 stitches. For the gray skirt, I used a thicker yarn, so I only cast on 90 stitches. So your stitch count really depends on how thick your yarn is. Alright, I've finished casting on 120 stitches here. Now just make sure all the stitches are facing the same direction. Now we're going to join the round. First thing to do, we're gonna cast on one extra stitch and insert the right needle into the first stitch on the left needle, then drop it. And now it becomes the first stitch on the right needle. Lift the second stitch on the right needle and pass it over the first stitch. Then drop it. Now you can gently put the yarn to tighten everything up and take a stitch marker and clip it onto the needle. This marks the end of the round. From now on, we're knitting in the round. Let's take a closer look at the rib pattern. The little V-shaped stitches are knit stitches, and the flatter ones next to them are purl stitches. Bring the yarn to the front between the two needles. Insert the right needle from the front into the first stitch. Wrap the yarn counterclockwise and pull it through. And then drop the stitch. That's a purl stitch. Now repeat that once more. We need 2 purls. Now move the yarn to the back, again between the two needles. Insert the right needle from the back, wrap the yarn Now we're gonna pull it through and drop it. That's a knit stitch. Repeat that one more time. We need 2 knits. So we're just repeating 2 purls, 2 knit all the way around. The easiest place to make mistakes here is the yarn position. Just remember, always move the yarn between the 2 needles and you'll be fine. I'm at the end of this round row. Since this round started with purl stitches, the last 2 stitches are knit stitches. After you finish them, just slide the stitch marker onto the right needle and keep going. Here's what it looks like after about 5 or 6 rows. Leave this short yarn tail for now, don't cut it. If your stitch marker ever falls off, you can use this yarn tail to find the beginning of the round again. Once you're happy with the width of the ribbing, you can move on. Now we're starting the skirt body, which is from here all the way to here. From here on, it's all knit stitches, so you just keep knitting around and round. This is where I turn on my TV, watch some C-drama or anime. This is basically the longest part of the entire process, so enjoy it. I will see you guys when I see you guys. Alright, I've knit about this much now. I've used up 1 whole skein of yarn, so let me show you how I join a new one. Place the left yarn over the right yarn so it makes a cross. And wrap the right yarn around, going under the top of the cross and over the right side. Then push the right strand through the little hole and hold the 2 strands on the left hand and pull the right yarn tight. After that, just trim off the extra yarn ends. Now I'm at the last 2 stitches of the entire skirt body. As usual, slide the stitch marker onto the right needle. And next, grab a smaller needle. Here I'm using a size 12 needle. I start with a long one, but later I switched to a 33 cm short needle. Bring the yarn from the back to the front. Now we're going back to 2 purls to knit for the waistband. I've finished 1 full round and the stick needle is completely off now. From here on, we're only using the sinner needle. And don't forget to push the stitch mark back on. I'll finish knitting the waistband and show you the result. Okay, I've finished the waistband rib. I did mess up a few rows here, but honestly I didn't want to rip everything out and start over, so I just left it. It's fine. Now, cut the yarn, but don't cut it too short. We will use this yarn to bind off the waistband. Thread the yarn onto a yarn needle. Go in from the front through the first stitch, drop it, then go through the second stitch and pull tight. Then go in from the back through the first stitch, drop it, go through the second stitch and pull tight. One really common mistake here is pulling the yarn straight from the top to the back. That is not correct. Always wrap the yarn around the side so it forms a neat loop along the edge. Same thing when you go from back to front. Wrap from the side. Keep going all the way around, and please ignore the mistakes in my ribbing. I know it's ugly. At the end, tie a knot. Put the remaining tail through the inside loops and cut off the excess. This blend off keeps the ribbing nice and stretchy. If you're a beginner like me, your tension might not be perfectly even. That's totally normal. After washing, the stitches will look much more even and neat. I hope this tutorial was helpful, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!